Hey, it's me, Uncle Ricky. Hey, look, we got to talk about the United States as far as, how we stand right now. And we standing on the verge of a big motherfucking cliff, and when we go over, we ain't coming back. And it's all due to politics. Maybe it's due to the failure of one side to enact on or successfully bring to, reality useful legislation that will benefit the majority of all people, or whether we bow to the presses of not even the majority of the opposing party that wants to crumble the national economy and maybe the world economy just to prove a fucking point. And why? Why do we bow down to these people? Is it because of a fault built into our political system, into our legislative system, into our three-branch government democracy? Because if we look at it, it seems that one particular party, and not even that particular party, because the party doesn't exist anymore, a small element of that party has taken over the entire party and certain segments of the United States, and they are holding the entire country hostage over what? Over their ability to dominate everybody, down to including what goes on in their bathroom. In their bedrooms. Well, they might even be talking about what goes on in their bathrooms. I don't know. What goes on in schools, what goes on. The government is responsible for ensuring that the welfare, the safety, and the economy of the people that voted for them. Now, when you come from a ruby red district, it's kind of given that, you're going to bring the philosophy of that ruby red district, irregardless, right, wrong, and indifferent. If you come from a metro area, you're going to bring the philosophy of that metro area. But see, this is supposed to be the strength of our political system because you get all these different ideals represented. But see, now it becomes a problem because at the local level, we have let fair and equal representation fall by the wayside because, you got districts and wards and they've been manipulated to favor one party or another. You have, areas where old philosophies, old ways don't die, and that's on both sides. And now everybody wants to be in charge. They want their way to be the nation's way. And it's impossible. It's just impossible. Rural Texas ways cannot necessarily be applied to inner city Detroit and vice versa. But because we are so tied up in this our way or no way bullshit, the hyper-partisan bullshit, our country is at a standstill. We're on the verge of the cliff, and we're going to fall the fuck off, and we can't come back. I don't think we will come back. America will change. It will not be the America that you recognize. It will not be the America that maybe at one time that you supported, and you've been doubting your support, and now they're going to push you to where you don't support. Because nothing is going to benefit you after all the things that you put into, all the things that you did to be a good citizen are about to become worthless. Because if you don't come up to their standards, basically being a member of their party, kind of sounds like, Nazism or communism, I'm not sure. But you're not going to matter. And if you don't come up to their economic standards, in other words, we rich, we for the rich, we by the rich, and the poor are just here to serve us. And the longer we make the poor work, the more we make the poor struggle to be able to afford health care, the more we keep the poor in their poor neighborhoods, the more we take away educational opportunities from those we deem as less than, and the more we indoctrinate in the poor into, or indoctrinate everybody into the religion that we choose, the more fascist America becomes. And we are happy about that shit. It's not hard to figure out. Instead of ruled by a majority, it's going to be ruled by the few. Fuck the majority. And you can see how, I don't know, dedicated they are to their cause of their regime. I remember when I heard, I think it was Pompano, first referred to the Trump administration as the Trump regime. And I knew then that as far as the MAGA thing, you might as well call it Nazi, you might as well call it communist. They don't want to say, they don't want to say that. But they are fascists. They envelop extremists, white superiority, neo-Nazis, the rich dictate everything from behind the scenes. That's the modern Republican Party. It's no more about the people. It's about them and theirs. Everybody else either got to get in line, bow down, or get fucked over. America, this country was formed from a revolution about people having rights. In other words, having representation in their government. No taxation without representation. You can talk all the bullshit about, the country being, the nation, the continent being developed, in pursuit of religious freedom. It might have been religious leaders, but trust me, the only reason they came here was because they didn't want them in Europe. And as soon as they got here, even with all the glory and all the hand worshiping and all the knee bending, it eventually and quickly turned to a profit motive situation. Capitalism was born, well, not born, but maybe re-engineered, developed, and evolved in America. And now here we are almost 250 years later after, we became a nation. Everything that was printed in the Declaration of Independence, everything that was printed in the Constitution, certain segments of the population, certain segments of the government want to kick all that shit over and act like it never existed, or they want to twist it to their own interpretation, which makes them in charge forever and a day, and the rest of us are not supposed to have any say. It's sad, man. It's sad, but you know what? In a way, everybody that ain't part of them, we kind of did it to ourselves because we didn't stomp on that snake when it started to rear its ugly head, and now it's about to encoil the body. That's us, the people. Choke the shit out of us and consume us for their own benefit. If Congress defaults, or if the MAGA, faction of the Republican Party, which is probably the most, it is the Republican Party now, because it was once said that evil only succeeds. I think it was Jefferson that said evil only succeeds when good men stand by and do nothing. Now, I don't mean to be sexist or misogynist or anything like that. Let's say when good humans stand by and do nothing. And it's obvious that maybe perhaps if you look at that and you put faith in, or put any credit to a saying, and whether you like it or not, most sayings are based in at least a minimum of truth. There's obviously no good people left in the Republican Party, because if there are, they are standing by because they fear their political careers will get crushed. They're not standing up to the insanity in their own party, and they're standing by, watching, saying nothing, while the country that they claim to love so much, the systems they claim to love so much, is about to go over that damn cliff. Just about every stupid thing, every embarrassing thing that's happening in this country right now, you can trace it directly back to members of the current Republican Party or supporters of the Republican agenda. That's everything from every stupid bill that's coming out of Congress, every twisted thing that's coming out of the Supreme Court. It's all related to conservative Republican ideology. Everything that all these power-hungry governors are doing in states that really, 2-3 years down the line may mean the end of that state, the viability of that state. It's all related to Republican governors stunning to gain the power or to gain as admiration and votes from the psycho white superiority minority. Anytime you dedicate your whole party to rearranging state constitutions to fuck over everybody that you don't like or everybody you perceive to be less than, anytime you send representatives to D.C. with not the purpose to govern the country for the good of all people, but just not even for the good of your own people, but just for the promotion of an ideology to fuck over everybody else and to inflate your illogical, erratic, and basically no foundation idea of your own superiority just based on race and religion and maybe financial status, because there's a few, black and brown and that look like me and come from other backgrounds that have joined the party, jumped on the boat to promote themselves, to get on that gravy train, to get on the bandwagon. But whatever the whole sum of the thing is, we fucked up. Well, election's coming, and that's the only way we got to begin to claw ourselves out of this if we don't fall over the precipice before then. Think about it, meditate on it, like me or love me. I'll always say peace out and God bless from Uncle Ricky at Uncle Ricky's house.